Hello.
Ian, I watched a movie.
What?
I know.
What?
I know. Happy early birthday. I
Wow.
watched a movie.
A little in-person time, and it just rubs off on them.
It does. As the director intended it, I watched it on my phone on an airplane,
Okay, yeah.
and the movie
Mm.
was The Accountant 2.
Oh, I've been wanting to see The Accountant and The Accountant 2. Never seen
Great,
them.
great movies. Fantastic.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Oh.
Great movie. The Accountant, the original, I've seen it, so
Okay.
I don't want to toot my own horn, but I've seen that too.
Yeah, look at
The
you.
second one, awesome. So good.
Wow, better than the first?
As good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love Ben Affleck. Give me some Ben
I do
Affleck.
too. I do too. I don't
All
listen to the Joe
right.
Rogan podcast, but I have
Nope.
been listening to the Ben Affleck Matt Damon episode over the
Okay, yeah.
past few days, and it's very good.
I
They're a couple of
saw
smart
a clip.
guys.
Yeah, I saw a clip of Affleck
Yes.
talking about AI stuff, and I was like, he got this like almost entirely correct. He went a
Yeah.
little off the rails at one point, but I was like, he's like kind of on it.
It's very impressive. So, strong recommendation from a guy who's seen a ton of movies. Go watch The Accountant 2. It's very good.
Dude, I'm telling you, once we're both independently wealthy, right?
Mm,
Movie podcast, I think it'd be great. Could it be like this same shtick? It's like, I've
yeah,
seen the movie, you haven't seen the movie.
it's a good
Like,
shtick.
yeah, I think we should do it.
People like the shtick.
We just run it back again, the same idea in a different format.
It's don't fix what ain't broken or something like that.
Yeah. Alright, that's the plan, that's the
All
plan.
right, I like it. Well, we're back.
We are back. Man, we had in-person well, hold on. I don't know, let's do in-person time first. Should we do San Francisco first, or do you wanna cover Faster? What do you wanna do?
Let's tease the launch of Faster.dev.
Okay.
But start with in-person time in San Francisco.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It was awesome.
Let me tell you, in-person time is
Ah,
crazy. This
are
is
you
why people
kidding
make
me?
people go back to the office.
Yep. The
You get a lot
energy,
done.
I'm gonna do it. The synergies.
Whoa.
1 + 1 is 3.
We let this guy go to San Francisco
Yep.
for
I'm a
4
synergy guy now.
days. He's got all the buzzwords.
Yep. So it was awesome.
Yeah.
We did a lot of stuff together.
Mhm.
And then we each had our own side quests.
Mhm.
But the main quest was we went to the Excel offices and did the Laravel AI SDK sneak peek event,
Yep.
which we can talk about. And then we went back the next morning and recorded the episode with Taylor, which went great.
Yep.
And then I was a man about town. I got some new swag.
You
I
were
got some
everywhere.
look at this new sweatshirt. This is my browser-based
Look at that
sweatshirt.
guy. Ooh, it's
So
nice.
friendship with sanity sweatshirt is over. My new best friend
Yeah.
is the browser-based sweatshirt. Subtle,
nice.
understated,
Yep.
heavyweight. It's great. I love it. Yeah, so I got around, got to see some offices, and we just had a grand time.
Yeah, I was very impressed. You really made the most of this trip. You were not messing around. Jennifer,
I
if
was
you're
not.
listening, this man was not on a semi-vacation type of trip.
No.
He was on the grind. Every free moment, he's like, "Oh, I got this meeting. I gotta go to that meeting. I got this meeting." So it was very,
Let's
very
run
nice
it
to see.
down. I went to
Okay.
Anthropic. I went inside the token factory. I saw where
Yes.
they're cranking out the
Oh,
tokens. I
man.
saw where the Ralph Wiggum loops are happening.
Yes.
Yeah, so I went to Anthropic and met up with an internet friend there. I'm telling you, man, the internet is undefeated, just absolutely undefeated.
Yeah.
So went and met up with internet friend there, got to go in their offices, only to like the pedestrian areas, of course. I
Right.
didn't see the machine gods.
Like
Um,
where they have all the humans who could type really fast and just like reply back to you with
yeah,
answers and write your
exactly. No,
code really quick.
I didn't see that.
Okay.
I went to the floor where they have like their cafeteria, which
Mhm.
is underselling it quite a bit. They were setting up for happy hour and there was like champagne bottles and I was like, yeah, this is of course it's Wednesday. Why wouldn't you?
These are the 2 ends, if I may interrupt you for 1 second. I only wanna be on these 2 ends. I either wanna be on what I have, which is
Mhm.
like, we are super laid back, everybody works wherever, we just work normal hours. I wanna be that, or I wanna be we all
Yep.
just live at the office, we bring in champagne,
Yep.
we have a gym, we serve 4 meals a day,
They
there's a
serve
chef
breakfast, lunch, and
24
dinner. Yep.
hours, there's and that's just what we're all doing here, people. Nobody goes home
I know.
ever. That's what
I
we're
know.
doing.
If
Those are the only 2 ends.
I am a young man, if I were a younger man, I would be out there. I
Yeah.
get it. I get
You
it.
I don't know how you're not out there. You
I
you were
get
built
it.
for that out there.
I was
We're gonna be
built
out
for
there
it.
more. That's my prediction. You're gonna be out
Yeah,
there even more than me, I think.
I think
You're gonna
so.
be out there.
Yeah, I think so. So,
Yeah.
got to hang out with one of the guys that builds Claude Code and just it was
Mhm.
just a sweet hang. No,
Yeah.
no agenda, no deal flow. But it was a lot of fun. Security there,
Mhm.
tip top shape. I'll tell you that. I will tell you
Okay.
that much.
Very good.
You look up the Anthropic office on Google, not the office I went to.
Oh,
I was like,
interesting.
"Hey, I'm here." And he's like, "No, you're not." It's like, "Oh, this
Oh.
is not the right building." So, yeah, and you gotta have an invite and a face scan, and they gotta come down and get you, and it's the real
Wow.
deal. Very,
That's
very,
good to
very cool.
hear. That's
Yeah,
good to
it's very
hear.
cool.
Mhm.
Um, so I also I went to Browser Base, obviously,
Mm.
to see some friends. I went to the Planet Scale offices. You and I had a pop
Yes.
in. We did a
We
pop
popped
in.
in. We popped
That's
in on
interesting
Sam.
about San Francisco. You can just do a pop in.
You just walk
Uh,
past an office, you knock a door, you
the
walk
door was
in.
open.
The
The
door was
door was
open.
wide open. Yes, I saw
We go
Sam
in.
walking around and he was on a call and we walked by and I was like, this feels familiar. And Sam, I heard him say, I got to call you back. And then we were welcome in. It was
That's
great. But the second
fantastic.
day I went and I spent probably like 2.5 hours talking with Sam. Very, very
Interesting.
interesting. Yeah, very cool.
Wow. What a full
Um,
circle podcast moment.
I
Can we say
know.
that?
That's all good vibes. And
Yeah.
then I went to dinner with the AMP team. So that coding tool that I really like,
Yep.
AMP, they invited me and a few other people to a little dinner just to talk about AI. And it was
Mm,
awesome. I felt like,
interesting.
I left a happy hour with some Laravel people. I took a micro mobility scooter over to this other dinner in this back room
Oh,
and we're
you were
talking
scooted
and
all over.
oh dude, I was born for it.
You were.
I love to be an urban denizen. It was great.
Yes.
Um so yeah,
It's almost like you live in the suburbs now, so you don't get to experience that kind of thing all the time.
almost but not quite.
Not quite, no.
Not quite. Although my cul-de-sac with my front yard and my kids playing sign
Sure. Your
feels
toys out
suburby, but
there.
it's not.
Yeah.
It's big
No.
city.
Yeah.
So it was very good,
Mm.
and I totally get why people are there because you can just like pop in and say hi and make connections and make friends, and
Yep.
it was a lot of fun. So we can go into any of that or we can do anything else, but I had a very good time.
Yeah, no, I think, man, just all yeah, before we even get to the Laravel stuff, like, yeah, all that was it was great seeing you bouncing around, I was loving it, you
Mhm.
had the energy, it was so good, the is AMP do they use agents, or do they suck your Claude file? Just, like, totally unrelated, but, like, when you use AMP, what's its baseline?
They use Agents
They use
MD, I
agents,
believe.
yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta use this AMP thing at some point,
It's very, very good.
yeah, so yeah, all that stuff. I mean, it seemed like you came out of there. There's some some possibilities for some things across
Mhm.
all of these in your endeavors, which we won't get too deep into that, but that
Yep.
sounds all very promising. I feel like big picture, did it make you feel like you're on the right track with your little bit of a
I
semi pivot?
have never felt more on the right track than I do right now.
There we
The
go.
amount of like market energy and inbound and corporate partnership energy
Yeah.
has never been higher. So I'm feeling really good about that.
Yeah. That was the takeaway. It was like one of those. It's kind of interesting because like if you have that from the outside, I feel like in the real world we feel like that's true, and then it's not like the kind of thing where you go to San Francisco and everybody's all hyped, and then you leave San Francisco and you're like, "What were these guys even hyped about?" Nobody's even talking about
Correct.
any of this stuff. Like, so it's like the real world's hyped, in our opinion. They're hyped, obviously, mega hyped there, and yeah.
Man,
So
we're hyped out just on, like, out in, flyover country,
right,
and then you go to San Francisco and you hear from inside some of the labs. There was at this AMP dinner, there was a person that worked at one of the other major labs who was
hmm
there, and just to hear him talk about, like, the stuff they're doing internally, it's like, "Oh my gosh,
yeah,
I as much as I'm prepared, I am not prepared for what's
right,
coming." So, hopefully I can escape the permanent underclass, but there are, like, even if individual companies go bust, which I think many will, I don't think it's gonna be over. I think this is, like,
yeah,
leveled up the new baseline of how people will work in the future. I still don't buy all the hype that we see on Twitter,
no,
but I think if you cut that in about half, that's pretty close to reality, in my opinion.
yeah. I still think there's a lot of like there's just where things hit the real world. I think people like maybe you
Yes.
can increase productivity in certain zones. I mean, and you will, but like you still have to. People only have so much attention
Yeah.
to give anything. And so there's still a lot of places where the real world's going to intercede all your productivity and be like, yes, but we've made 8,000 products. How do we get enough people
Correct.
to know about these things and want to buy them? There's
Yep.
still going to be only so much time for people to even learn all the things that are out there, blah, blah.
Mhm.
So you're going to have marketing, you're going to have advertising, there's only so much room for those things to exist in. So I don't know. There's still like an end of the day where like it's not just gonna be just because you're more productive doesn't mean you're gonna be successful, it doesn't mean your product's gonna work. There's just a lot of places where it all breaks down, where they're like, "We're gonna be 1,000 times more productive," and blah, 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 and that means everything will be run by one company or whatever. I don't know, because there's other types of advantages you can have besides just software development speed, and
Yeah,
those are not so easily overcome with
I
more
agree.
software developer speed, so
I think the advantages are, unevenly applied. I think the technological advantages of, like, being able to build stuff quickly are
right.
extremely real, and
Mhm.
then how do you get people to care is still very much the same.
Yeah.
Still the exact same amount of difficulty it always was. And I
Yeah.
think right now, most people, at least judging on the timeline, most people are, like, I don't know, tinkering or navel gazing. It's like I'm using my setup to improve my setup to make more loops to improve my setup. And it's like,
Yeah.
all right, this is phase one. Like at some point, you've got to turn external and like build things that like make a difference in the
Yeah.
economy versus just
Right.
now I can burn tokens 20 times faster, which
I mean,
yeah, it's all good fun, but I don't know.
yeah, I mean, you gotta I mean, I don't think I use any products that have come up in the AI era yet,
Hmm.
not on a regular basis anyway. So, like, it's not so easy to break lots of people are building lots of stuff, but you still gotta get people to use it, and yeah. And I also think they're just the San Francisco energy of the speed to me is off. Like, I get it, you have all this money coming in, you wanna raise more money. It's all about speed, but, like, half the world doesn't even have internet.
Yep.
9/10 of the world doesn't have a car. Like, these are things that have been around a long time. Most people still don't have
A lot of
them.
companies are still migrating to cloud. It's like,
Yeah,
guys, we have a long time
right.
until this
It takes
fully
a long time.
saturates, the normies.
Yeah.
But I am encouraged that a lot of like a lot of this stuff is real. Not all
Yeah.
of it, but a lot of it is real, and it's all
It's
very cool.
it's totally real in its usefulness, which I think is the main thing. It's like, I don't think everybody's wasting their time working on this stuff, It's like, maybe at the end of the day, we're gonna need 74 data centers of capacity, or is that gonna be overkill or whatever? Do we need a $2 trillion of data centers? I don't know. Like, maybe
Yeah, I
some
don't know.
companies are gonna get burned with more capacity than we actually need or whatever, blah, blah, but, like, you're not gonna turn around and it's like, "Oh, we didn't need any data centers. It was all fake."
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
definitely
of
not
course
that.
there's a whole swath of it that's useless. Like I don't a lot of times I want to talk to a human and not a chatbot.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so those things I'm like kind of discounting where it's like, okay, some executive suite is shoving AI in places that I don't want it.
Right.
The thing that I care about and the thing that I like am like tracking to is developer productivity. All
Yeah.
the other stuff I don't really have an opinion on. That's a little
Yeah.
outside my wheelhouse and outside
Mhm.
of the zone of like what I care about. So should Costco have an LLM instead of just like help docs? Nah, I don't know. I don't. It's not.
Right.
I don't care. It's not. Who cares? Not
Yeah.
me. So I think a lot of the disparagement against AI comes from poorly applied consumer tools
Mhm.
where that's not really even on my mind.
Right.
I have a null opinion on that. Don't
Yeah.
care. So that's kind of my point of view on that.
Yeah. So, yeah, otherwise, great trip. I, had dinner with the Laravel executive team, which was cool because I really only know Taylor and,
Mm-hmm.
Tom, and met Kevin and Michael and Ben, I believe. So a bunch of good group there, and, it was a lot of fun. Had some Vietnamese food, which was very delicious,
I'll take your
and
word for it.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, we needed you there for that one.
I'm not gonna try that.
Um, I went to Tartine 3 times, twice in
Oh,
one day, twice in one day.
unbelievable. It was
But go
good
to
though.
yes, go to Tartine, everybody, if you're in San Francisco, super good. What else? I don't know, I did a little this and that. We did obviously the Laravel stuff. My side quest, my biggest side quest was I literally was just, like, stand outside and, like, be in the sun. There was a day I spent, like, 2 hours on a bench, like, just an old man, just, like,
Feeding the
literally
birds.
yeah, I was like they have this nice little park next to the little inlet there, and I was just sitting there near the baseball stadium, and the sun was hitting me, and
Found
I
a little
just
newspaper,
existed.
curled up under it, took
I
a nap.
wish I no, it's so warm, I didn't need a newspaper. I wish I had a newspaper to read, I was just listening to podcasts, but I wish I had a newspaper to read.
Oh
So I
man.
was vitamin D infusing myself to make it through the rest of the winter here. Yeah, so, before we talk about the Laravel stuff, let's pay some bills.
Let's pay some bills. These bills are paid to you by Laravel.
Mm, it's tied
but
in.
but a new offering from Laravel, which is the Laravel Private Cloud. Laravel Cloud frees your team from hands-on info work so they can ship product features faster. And did you know that Laravel Private Cloud is Laravel's isolated infrastructure offering, ideal for organizations with strict security, compliance, or performance requirements? You can VPC peer into existing AWS resources and have full control over networking and compute. You can check that out at cloud.laravel.com/enterprise. Going up market, baby.
Yeah,
So
private
thank you.
cloud.
Thank you to Laravel Private Cloud for sponsoring this show.
Okay, so we did, well, I guess let's talk about Taylor's talk. He did the AI,
He did.
package announcement, and I thought it was great. What'd you
I
think?
thought it was great. I thought it was great. It's got that Otwell touch, which we
Yep,
love. Um, I am excited for it because now we
yeah.
don't have to reach for Vercel's AI SDK, which I
Mm,
understand is quite good.
okay,
But it's just not in the stack that we're in. And so
yeah,
being able to build these tools in the fully integrated way that we're used to with queues and databases and email and storage and all that is going to be awesome. So
yeah,
I'm excited for it. I'm curious to see. I think I told Taylor this on the air. I want to see at Laracon EU. I want to see real examples from inside of Laravel Holdings Incorporated of the agents that they build. That's the thing that got me most
yeah.
excited. I can already use Saloon and 11 Labs to like transcribe text, and the Laravel AI SDK will make that slightly more ergonomic. So that's
Yeah,
nice. But the thing that I got real excited about is when you take all of those atoms and put them together into an agent class,
yeah,
um, that you can start building out like internal sales bots to go and surface stuff or like first line customer support to provide context to your actual human customer support, that kind
yeah,
of stuff.
yeah.
So that's the thing I got most excited about.
Yeah, I think that stuff's this is like a cool thing I think for Faster.dev to focus on to me too.
Mm,
Is just like being out there finding what cool things people are doing and surfacing them, like cross-pollinating the ideas because it's like, yeah, you can build stuff faster now, but what should you even be building is
right.
again another issue with
Correct.
this whole thing. Like we're 1,000 times faster, but like we don't know where we're going or what we should do with that. Like so coming up with good ideas of you should emphasize. I think internal tools is such a good one too, because there's
Oh, it's
so
so
much
good.
yeah, it's like so much, less of that other overhead problems. Like, it's like you don't have to
Yep.
market it. It's an internal tool, or at least
Mhm.
not in quite the same way. You the UI, yeah, the AI doesn't do as good a job with the UI, but who cares
Who
because
cares?
it's an internal tool and you're just gonna run the components straight the way they come out of the box for whatever framework you use, and you don't have to worry about that too much. So that's all great. So it's like, okay, how can we just increase our internal, productivity and things like that? So really like that as like a angle for Faster.dev is just like surfacing those things and all that. But yeah, I hope he does that. I think that'd be cool to see what they're doing. And, I think everybody's just getting started with that stuff. It's like AI's been around for a while, but at the same time, I bet you they don't have that many of those things going on because it's just like
No, I don't think
people are,
so.
they're building that customer stuff and customers always want features and there's bugs and whatever. And doing your own internal thing always gets pushed to the side. So there's, you know, probably not that much even there yet. So as they're learning and sharing, that would be cool.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I think the SDK is gonna be great. I think it'll be nice for the AI to use, especially once it gets, in the, build, but even before then, I was really excited about Boost moving to skills, which I think will make
Yep.
Boost work better, and, although I do feel like I was using Boost a little bit over the last couple days in, Outro, the little product you may have heard of,
Whoa!
and
Wow.
it was doing pretty well for me, better than I feel like it was when it launched. So I think they've already made some optimizations there, but I think the skill method will work better. Um, yeah, so that was great. It was great hanging out with everybody. There was like little cocktails and little dinner kind of situation. I don't this is not I don't think they shipped this yet, but I did a little man on the street with producer Dave
Oh,
and
so
Leah
did I.
Thompson. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So out by the fire out there. And
Content, baby.
yeah, I got the content, so be on the lookout for that. Yeah. So I don't know. It was great. It was interesting to go somewhere for like just a 45-minute talk. It's like this is why we're
I
here,
know.
kind of. But then it was like, it worked out perfect. And then yeah, next day we did the interview with Taylor, which people probably heard or saw. So I don't know if we didn't go too much into that, but any thoughts on the interview with Taylor? Obviously, I thought it went great. I love that he's AI pilled now.
Yeah, it
Um,
was fun. It was fun.
yeah, I feel like
The
that's was good.
Excel offices are just stunning. Ah, it's
Oh,
just stunning.
let me tell you.
It's exactly like the vibe that I want for my future
Exactly.
warehouse.
Yes.
It's like modern American industrial, but not like in a kitschy way. It's just, it's
So,
perfect.
I'm gonna describe this. I'm sure, never seen this movie, but there's a movie called Disclosure with
No.
Michael Douglas,
Okay.
Demi Moore. You should watch this movie. Fantastic, like, internet energy, okay? So this
Sounds
is, like,
good.
very early. I mean, this is, like, early internet. This is, like, 94, 95, 96 when this movie came out. There's some very funny representations of AI in this movie. So it ties in perfect right now. Like, the main plot is this whole sexual harassment thing, which is a little bit weird, but whatever.
Eh,
Like, just take the higher level aspect of it. I mean, it's also like Demi Moore at the peak of her powers, Michael Douglas being all kinds of Michael Douglas all over this thing. So it's just fantastic. And anyway, they work in this internet company making a physical hardware product for the internet. And they have these offices in Seattle. And it's just brick and
mhm.
glass, and
Yep.
everybody's offices are like glass, but look out over this open atrium where you can see the other offices across the way, and brick and glass everywhere. And it's just like I was like, this is what I want. This is what I want. I want this.
And then you walk
So,
into Excel
so yes, a
and it's
cell is
there.
it basically.
Yep.
It's not as big as this one in the movie, but it is the same vibe for sure.
Yep.
So, yeah, very nice offices. Many billions of dollars will apparently buy you a pretty nice
One
office.
good office.
Yeah, so that's, cool
Yeah.
to see.
Yep. So it was
Yeah,
fun.
so that was great.
It was super fun. They are like literally 4 doors down from Planet Scale, which is wild.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was a good time being in the office. I went back, I think the second or third day to just kind of
Yeah,
like
you got more
hang and
juice.
co-work with some of them. It's great being an outsider because they're like, "Hey, do you have opinions?" And I'm like, "Boy, I got opinions. You want opinions? I'm full of
I
opinions."
got ideas.
So they're like, "What do you think about this?" I'm like, "I got a lot of ideas, people." So that was fun. Always
Yeah.
nice to talk to the Laravel team. But yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah. So great trip. Um, yeah, good flights, all that went smooth, which was nice. We had the way home had this crazy plan where my oldest kid was in Florida with his girlfriend,
Mm-hmm.
and he was gonna fly back to JFK, and we were supposed to fly back at the same exact time so that we could drive home together. And I was like, we booked it and we were doing it. I was very dubious on if it was gonna work. And we landed within 2 minutes of each other.
No way.
Yes,
It
within
actually
2
worked?
minutes. It worked perfectly. I
Well
walked over to his
done.
gate. He like came off the plane a minute later. We walked out. Perfect.
This is our year. I think
Yeah.
this might be our
That's
year.
2026. Let's
Yeah,
go.
it's looking good.
It's
I
happening.
like it.
It's happening.
It is happening.
Oh
Um,
man. All
right,
right, let's play.
I got a little story for
Oh,
you, and then we'll do some ads and do some faster.
ooh, ooh.
Last night, I was
Yeah.
Jennifer and I were talking,
Yeah.
and she got kind of serious, and she was like, "I don't want this to offend you,
Oh.
but like, who even listens to podcasts? Like, who's listening?" And I was like, "Oh no!" She's like, "They're so long." And when are they listening and who has the
Yeah.
time and why do people listen to podcasts? And I was like,
Yeah.
first of all, how dare you? Second of all, I think people background them a lot while they're
Yeah.
working or like driving around. But I thought it was funny because she like was very careful to be like, you're doing a great job, but like, why do people ever listen to these things? Like, that's a good question. So
Well, when you got 4 kids under 4, whatever you got going on there,
yeah,
it's, don't have as much time for podcasts. Jamie is a big podcast listener. Jamie was just saying to me today, she's like, "I gotta meet them. So we're gonna have to make this happen," meaning you
heck
and
yeah,
Jennifer. So
love
we gotta make
that.
that happen. But yeah, so I think Jennifer, when the time opens up a little bit,
Yeah,
you have a little more time. You can throw a podcast in there. Yeah, but I'm yeah,
probably
big
still not
car guy.
ours, but you'll have some more time soon.
She got listened to this one. We addressed her 2 or 3 times here, so
I
she's
know.
gonna have to come in.
I know.
Um, but yeah, Jamie does listen to this one most of the time. Sometimes if we once we go technical, she usually bails. So if like
Yeah,
we talk about more stuff after we go technical, then she won't hear that
she's
part.
missed
But
it, yeah.
she will usually start the podcast. And if we stay on the less technical end, she will stay with it to the end. If not, she might not. But yeah, so people love the podcast. And this is the thing. I'm kind of with Jennifer in a little bit in that like I'm always shocked the number of people who listen to the podcast and like who are like, I love the podcast, and they're talking to me about the podcast. And remember when you said this or that other thing? And I'm like, wow,
I
people
know.
out there listening. That's so cool.
I know.
Yeah. So
There you go.
we're not offended, Jennifer.
We're
It's
not
fine.
offended, it's fine.
It's not for everybody. All right, let's pay the rest of the bills, which are Savvy Cal appointments, scheduling infrastructure for agencies and in-house dev teams from the makers of SavvyCal. Check that out at savvycal.com/appointments. And Bento, the email marketing and CRM platform built for the AI era. Send your product marketing and transactional email with Bento. Check him and them out at bentonow.com. I have a Bento story I need to share quick. So every year, end of the year, we do a little me and Jamie go through the books and we kind of see the spend in the different categories and what in the business. And obviously like the software category is always out of control in her opinion.
Mhm.
She's not a fan of the software category. She's like, why does it take this much software to run the software company? Blah, 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 all
Mhm.
this stuff. So one of the things we identified, and I was in agreement on this, was how much money it costs to send Lara Jobs emails. So Lara Jobs, every time when you post a job, there's like an instant email that goes out to people who signed up for the list of instant emails. It's like tens of thousands of emails every job, and so it adds up. So it's like $500-600 a month in email sending. And I was like, think Bento could do this. I think now that this is a thing he does. So I go over there. Sounds like a thing he does. And I check with Jesse. I'm like, is this a thing you do? He said, yes, it's a thing I do. So I haven't moved it yet, but we're going to be moving Lara jobs to Bento. And it's going to cost me 1/5 or 6 as much money as it did
Whoo
before.
boy.
So we're going to save a lot of money on Bento. So thanks to bentonow.com for existing. And yeah, I mean, that's some real money. That's going to be like $5,000 or something like that.
That's some real money. That's some poker
Yeah.
money right there.
That's some poker money, is right. So check them out if you're paying too much over at your email service provider. Check out Bento.
God, I got to
Anyway.
get in the email game. Whoo boy.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in that game at all. Boy, do I not want to be worried about reputations and spam lists and everything.
I think it's weird. I'm always pushing Bento, but I'm an investor in ConvertKit, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, but is there ever going to be a distribution or liquidation?
I've had distribution actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But no, but it's we're all in the family here. It's fine.
Yeah. You win if you do, you win if you don't. That's the way we like that's the way we like it around here.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. What else
Should we do it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Faster.dev
Mm-hmm.
has pre-launched. And we pre-launched with a great video.
Oh,
Come on.
video.
It's a great video.
Very good video.
We love the video.
Nice.
So a couple weeks ago, I was getting hounded by everyone that I know and love dearly. Bro, you just got to ship. Bro, you got to ship. Bro, like, what are you doing? Stop doing anything. Just ship. And I'm like, guys, give me a second. And so I decided, all right, let's put together a video. Let's claim some ground here, put our stake in the ground, get a video out. Buys me, maybe, I don't know how long February 1st is from now, like fewer than 2 weeks, I think. So I put the video out. So I started by, of course, talking to Claude about songs. I'm like, hey, I need a song that can work for this kind of like hype video. And it gave me 5 categories, each with like 10 different songs. And I'm going through and I'm like, some are good, some are a little slow and depressing. And I finally hit this Killers song. And in the song, there's the arc. There's the hero's journey in the song. I'm like, this is perfect. Problem is the song is 5 minutes long. I'm like, ooh, I can't. And it has this big build up at the beginning and then kind of like this slow, like, I don't know, first verse or something. It's like, dang it. So I asked Claude again. I'm like, hey, is there a way to like deconstruct a song into its component parts? And it's like, of course there is. Of course there is. And so I go over to moises.ai and I drop in the Killers song and it spits out 15 different tracks.
Wow.
It's like, here are the vocals, here are the keys, here are the toms and the hi-hats and the cymbals and it's like, holy crap. And so now I've got these 15 different MP3s and I'm like, what do I do now? And so I talked to Claude again and it suggests Adobe Audition, which I have used once years and years and years ago for a podcast, never to produce music. I don't have a musical bone in my body. And so I just take it into Audition and I start like chopping it apart and trying to put it back together so that it's a lot shorter. And I get it down to about 2.5 minutes. And I'm pretty pleased with it. I run it by Jennifer. She's like, yeah, some weird parts. Run it by some friends. They're like, oh, some weird parts. And then I tweeted a screenshot of, the Audition interface, and producer Dave reaches out and he's like, hey, you know that I make music, right? I'm like, no, not really.
Producer Dave comes through.
He's like, I've been doing it for 20 years. I'm like, yeah, I super didn't know that. So I sent him the file and he fixed it. He fixed it all. So
learning Audition seems like a bad idea for this. Yeah, this is a good move. Like I was gonna say, you need to outsource this sucker here. So that worked out.
Yeah. So apparently, you can't just like play all the sounds at the same volume all at once. That makes it bad. And Dave is moving stuff to the left ear and the right ear, and he's bringing this down, and he's fading this in, he's adding these effects of presence, and I get it back, and it's like 10 times better. So for the low fee of whatever Dave's time was, I think he
Yep.
spent 3 hours on it, and it was, like, worth every single penny. So then I got this
Nice.
perfect track, and then I just started filming, man. Filmed it
Interesting.
all in like, maybe 2 or 3 days, and then because I'm a simpleton, I put it all together in ScreenFlow just the way that I always do,
Keep it
and it
simple.
and it worked out great. So, the video went over super well, and I'm very proud of that.
Yes, good. Yeah, I mean, that launched while we were in San Francisco,
It did.
and yeah, it turned out great. You were a little worried at
I
first. You were
was.
a little worried it
I
wasn't
was.
hitting like, the video itself was good, but, like, you were worried it wasn't resonating, but seemed to
Yep.
it picked up steam. I felt like it picked up steam as it went, which is maybe a little
Yes, it picked
not
up
the standard
steam,
trajectory.
day 2. So, in the
Yeah,
beginning, I was getting all kinds of retweets and comments and everything, and it was going great, but the view count of, like, the actual tweet was crawling.
yeah,
And so, it's got 100 retweets and, like, 30,000 views, and I'm like,
right,
"Oh, no, this is a flop. What have I
right.
done? This is so embarrassing." Um, and now it's sitting around 200,000, which is
Yeah,
so
that's
much
good.
better.
Yeah,
So it finally did pick up. I think the site looks really good. I think it hit the
mhm,
right tone of, like, the messaging was correct for,
yep,
especially for a pre-launch, which you and I talked about. This is like the
mhm,
funnel is you go from Twitter or LinkedIn or whatever to the site. For a
yep,
random person off the street, it'll look different when I finally launch. It'll be more focused on, like, here's what you get, buy it right now.
yeah,
But this is, the pre-launch, the setting of the stage. I feel like that
mhm,
went super great.
yep.
And sales have sold. So we're doing good.
Okay,
Yeah, I
sales are
got
selling.
sales are selling. I got numbers this morning from Kelsey. We have made
Okay.
210 sales.
Wow! Holy
Yeah.
cow, alright.
So pretty good.
Pretty good. And this is a subscription, which is very different than a course. Like,
Yes.
it's a
Yes, this
very
is a
different thing to
platform.
sell. Yeah.
Yes,
So,
100%.
I think that's fantastic.
I think so. And we've gotten even more email signups from people who weren't ready to buy. We've used Bento automations to send out an email that's like, "Hey, what do you like? Where are you at? What are you hoping to
Yeah.
learn? What's your stack? What's your current comfort level with AI?"
Mhm.
And so that'll help inform, like, one, who I'm reaching, but two, like, the kind of content that I should produce.
Yep.
So just, like, very, very pleased with, the launch and the reception. I think it's gone very well, and I'm proud that, I pulled it together and pulled it off.
Man, you've done some breakneck work here the past 6
Oh,
months on 2 different things,
2
and,
different things.
yeah, pretty wild.
Yes.
But I think there's a lot of opportunity out there. I mean, definitely in San Francisco, a lot of people seem interested in various sorts of sponsorships
Yep.
potentially or partnerships. So I think I'm sure you'll have some things on that front that'll be interesting.
Yep.
And but obviously the core is direct customers getting on a subscription. So you have that like long tail of reliable revenue. Maybe
Yep.
it goes up, maybe it goes down, whatever, but you're gonna have like reliable revenue into the future, um, which just buys you time. If you need to
Yeah.
change to something else at some point, or you need to fix things, like so hard to fix things with a course you sell once. It's like, well, it
Oh,
went
dude.
south and now I have no money, and
It's
like that's kind of it's
exhausting.
over.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, with the subscription, you can fix things and adjust and all that stuff. So very excited. Yeah, I think it went great. I mean, it went as good as I can imagine it going, I think. Like, I mean, a couple hundred sales, people excited. A lot of
Yep.
people know about it now. Everybody we
Yep.
talked to in person seemed interested and supportive. And like, I mean, lots of people, the people need this, it seems. I mean, that Taylor was talking about a company that just talking to him that night of the event that was asking him basically for like this exact thing
Yep.
the day before. So people out there looking for help with what the hell to do with all this.
Yeah, feels good. Feels
Yeah,
feels good.
you got 'em.
Feels like I'm on a good path now. I don't think any significant percentage of the work is done, but I do feel like I'm on a good path, and
Yes.
I feel confident about that. And I still
Yeah,
have, much to your chagrin, I still have all these products to release as a part of like hyping up the, the education platform. I'll be putting out these
yeah,
things that I've actually built, and so there's still more spectacle to come.
yes. Yeah. Yeah, we differ on whether or not that's a great idea, but whatever. If it ends up not being a good idea, I think it doesn't matter because you just
Doesn't
like they're
matter.
good content regardless, and
Exactly.
if the they end up working, great, you can hire people and manage it, if it's a lot of time and you'll figure it out, so that's fine too. Um I think you've come around to my side a little bit on the idea of maybe pacing them a little differently than you had in
I
my
don't remember
original.
coming around to that idea.
No, because I thought you were gonna try to release 7 at
Hmm.
once or something. That was the original story I heard.
Yeah, I think we're still gonna release a few that week.
Okay.
The
A
launch
few.
week, yeah.
Okay.
Um, so just
Middle
for
ground.
middle ground, just for the spectacle. And again, they're not all first, they're not all paid. Second, they're not all SaaS.
Right.
So I think the maintenance burden is gonna be hopefully better than you're imagining.
I disagree with that.
But
That's an
regardless,
incorrect take there for
the
sure.
project logs section of Faster.dev will be
Mm,
very interesting, and
that
it
will
gives me
be
lots of
interesting.
live streaming content.
Yeah. I
And
like that.
like, if you want to go deep on how was this part of the app created, there's probably going to be like a live stream that I'll put on the
Mm,
site so you can go
yeah,
back and see like, oh,
what he
there's first
did.
sale here, and then he did this live stream, and then he hit this revenue, and then it was like gave up on this project, and then great, we're done. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting. It's all in pursuit of creating a spectacle.
Do you worry let's push into this a little bit because
Ah,
one of the things my bigger concern with this is first of all, you have situations like it's not gonna be less work because you have things like we just had, whatever that open source thing you did that ended up being a lot of work and you were like, "Holy shit, there's a lot of work," right? And it's a free thing that's
Fusion?
downloadable. Fusion, right?
Yeah, but
There's
see,
like
nobody liked that, and so I just gave
I
up on it.
understand, but like there was, pressure there. So that gets to my second point, that if nobody likes the things you release, is that gonna make you frumpy? And I don't want you to be
Mm,
frumpy
I
because
don't wanna be frumpy. I don't like
like
being frumpy.
people like Faster.dev. The idea of it, I think they're gonna like the stuff you ship with it.
Mhm.
And so I think making it more about the products to me is potentially negative. Whereas like I agree you need something to talk about. So I'm on board with
Yes,
that part of it. Yes.
that is the 90% case of any of these products is
Yeah.
give me a lab in which I can discover new things and give me content to talk about. So I can go
Yeah.
off and do stupid stuff on one of these products and then realize this was stupid, but I actually found, one piece that works. Let me pull that back in and teach everyone else the
Yeah.
one piece that works. Because
Yeah.
I can't just educate in a vacuum because
Yeah.
there's like then you're just a thinkfluencer, and I don't want to be
Right.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just the balance of like, how much is this a real product where I'm going to be on top of customer service and right there, and I'm getting
Mhm.
bugs and fixes and all the real stuff that goes into like really shipping a real piece of software that people really pay for and like all that stuff versus like how much is it content and riding that line. I mean, it's a little bit of a weird thing from a customer acquisition standpoint to be like, this is not real. So you kind of have to make it real, which implies some realness. I just think
Yeah.
there's a lot of complexity
There's
there.
a lot of complexity.
Mental
We love
mental health
complexity.
complexity. I think there's a lot
Blast
of, like,
shields
practical
on,
complexity.
we're just gonna
Yeah.
do it.
Alright. So, anyway, we got the products going. That's
Got
fine.
him going.
We got the release coming. Definitely need a lot of content, so I like that
Yep.
aspect. Um, yeah, I mean, like, one of the things we talked about out there too is the idea of, like, other types of content that'll come out of these things, tax season, businessy stuff, yeah,
Mhm.
building help docs, whatever, blah, blah, like, and using AI, so on and so forth. So you can have
Yep,
all those things
exactly.
there, um, which I think will be interesting. And yeah, probably you'll also end up it'll shake out to where there's 1 or 2 that become like
Yeah.
your ones you really talked about a lot, or maybe it'll be the ones that people like to hear about in the, service as opposed to even the customers of the products you know what I
Totally.
mean? Like if,
Yep.
"Oh, these streams around this product get the most views," even though it's not the best selling product for whatever
Right.
reason, this is the one that resonates as content or whatever. So, um, cool. That all sounds good. We're shipping. We're
We're
going.
shipping.
I want these. I just want your dang skills that you
I
built. I want the
know.
skills. I want to see how
I
they
know.
work.
They're
Give me the
good.
stuff. That's what I want.
They're good.
I'm
They're
sick of
really,
waiting.
really good.
Give me the skills.
Coming soon to a Faster.dev near you.
Now, is this going to be mostly entirely Claude Code? Are you using some AMP? Are you using some Codex? What are you
I'm
doing
using
here?
some AMP. I'm using some Codex. Particularly in the design area, I'm using some Gemini, some
Mhm.
V0, some Midjourney.
Okay, so you're
Um,
everywhere.
I'm everywhere. I don't use open code. A lot of
Yeah.
people do. I don't know that. I feel like open code is kind of like the Linux of
Right.
coding tools. It's like
Yeah.
if you're using open code, like you're like a open source,
Die
evangelist, die
hard. Yeah.
hard. Like, what do you
Right.
need from me? So
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
know. We'll see.
I agree with
Um,
that for sure. Like that is not your
yeah,
customer base.
I don't
I
think
would
it
not think.
is.
Yeah. I mean, if
And
you're
of
wrong,
course,
whatever, you could always adjust, but I think you're right.
the whole meta angle of this is like I'm trying to teach principles and guidelines, because the tools themselves will change, new tools will pop up, old ones will go away. So the main things I will be in are probably Claude and AMP, but I'm hoping that like you can just take these ideas and maybe even the skills files wholesale to whatever your preferred
Yeah.
harness is.
I think so. Yeah. But the most part, that's the beauty of all this is there's really not that much lock in. I mean, I think
No,
we're on the same page that we think generally the Claude Code harness works a little better than some of the other ones, but like they're
agreed.
not that far off of each other. Where if like Claude Code went away, you couldn't make it work
No,
with Gemini or OpenAI or whatever. So,
no. And I'm trying to hit
yeah,
the meaty middle. I'm trying to
yeah,
hit the people who are not like ricing their TUIs or whatever. It's like,
right. They're not buying a Linux desktop to
no,
run open code to
no.
like do all the thing.
They
Yeah,
probably don't have Omarkey or whatever DHH's thing is. It's like we're just developers trying to get some work done.
just
That
trying to get
that's
by.
that's my mental avatar. We'll see if that holds up to reality.
Just a man in the galaxy trying to make his way through the galaxy or whatever that good
You're
line
telling
is.
me. Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
what line that is, but I like it.
It's from a terrible Star Wars movie.
Probably.
So all right, I don't know. So what's next? Let's see. It's January 19th today.
It
So
is.
give me some timelines here. What are you looking at?
Um so I'm not going to release, there are like 8 or 9 series on the homepage. I'm not going to release all of
Mhm,
those the first week of
mhm,
February.
right.
So I'll try to launch with, 2, 3, 4 series and then quickly follow with them with new ones after. And that launch week, I'll release or unveil some of the things that I have been working on.
Mhm.
So I have a few more things to polish up there. Just getting like, testing and pipelines and all that stuff built. Yeah, and then the week of February 1st, I don't know what week that's like what the actual dates are. Okay, so that week starts Monday is February 2nd.
Okay.
So February 2nd on Monday through the Friday, I'll be unveiling things. And then on either the Thursday or Friday, I will open the doors to Faster.dev, the platform. So that week I'll be saying like, hey, I've built this, I've built this, I've built this.
Okay. So like
And
a little
you want to learn
marketing
how
lead
to,
up.
yeah, you want to learn how to build Faster.dev, So that's the plan.
Wow. So that's earlier than I thought for the full kind of rollout. You're right on it. You're shipping.
Man, I just don't ever want to get a Telegram message again that says you got to ship. It's
You're
negative
right there.
reinforcement. Yeah,
You're right there. I don't know. I mean, I have to say, you're proving us right. You're getting it out in the timeline. People were beating on you to get it out in, so maybe it
that's the worst
worked.
part about it.
Maybe
I
it
really
worked.
hate that for me. I think I've
um,
reset the you must ship counter though, so I think I have a little
Mm.
bit of air cover for now. So we got to turn the spotlight on somebody else, maybe Outro or Alcove or
Ah,
Frame Rate or something
Alcove,
like
whatever
that.
happened to Alcove?
I don't know.
MIA.
Let's turn the shame spotlight on somebody else for just like a week, for goodness sakes.
So there was a lot of love out there. Maybe you can tell this little story quick. A lot of love for the Faster.dev logo.
Yeah, the
People love the
particles.
logo with
We
the
love the
particles.
particles. So
Yes,
I found the domain. The domain is great.
great
It's a great
domain.
domain. Um, Originally I had like move faster.dev, which is
Mm,
an order of
mm.
magnitude worse
Way
and
worse. I hate that. I don't like that name at all.
at all.
No,
And I
that's
saw
terrible.
faster.dev was available aftermarket.
Yeah.
So it cost me a pretty penny.
No, you gotta do
Um,
what you gotta do.
but you got to do what you got to do. So I bought it. And then I started
Mhm.
thinking like I need like a motif. With database school I've got the chalkboard. It's like I can kind of
Mm.
build everything around that.
Yep.
And I thought I need like a motif. Let's go with something faster. And so I went over to Midjourney and started talking to Midjourney about like making a logo that looks like it's in motion. I was like,
Mm.
okay, coming up with some cool stuff there. It was doing a lot of like kind of like speed tearing, like motion
Mm.
blur to one side. And I
Mhm.
was like, yeah, that looks cool. So I took those images to Claude on the web and was
Mm.
like, hey, I want you to build me out in HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SVG, whatever you want, something where I can play around with these settings.
Yeah.
And it did, and I was playing around with them and I just wasn't moved by anything.
Mm.
And so I was like, what if we take that same motif of like motion and instead of doing like speed tearing lines, what if we did like particle disintegration? And so
Mm.
like it's driftier on the left and more solid on the right,
Yeah.
and that's when it hit. That's when it was
Yeah.
like, yeah, this is cool. This is a motif I can get behind. And
Yep.
so I had it build it out as an artifact on the web, and then I downloaded it and plopped it into the repo and told other Claude, its brother, I said, hey, here's a reference. I need you to build me out like a React component that's all nice and tidy where I can like have props and put in different words and control the drift for various on various parameters. And it just came together. And so that's what I ended up using for like the hero. And then
Mm.
it is a component, so I can use it for other stuff, like
Yep.
the post-purchase thanks page. I used it there too, which people were delighted by. It was great; they loved
Yeah.
that. And then I had it create a like a standalone page, just like a nonsense page where I
Mm.
could tweak some of the settings and then pause the animation and then
Yep.
download that as a PNG. And so that's what I use.
Oh.
That's what I use for the OG image is I like let it play
Mm.
for a certain amount of time and was like, that's a good one. And then it pauses and it gave me a method where I can just download it. So yeah, I kind of carried that particle, treatment around to the series cards as well, which is nice because then I can just kind of throw some images in and then apply the particle treatment, and it just looks on brand.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
that matches, and I don't have to have a complicated like image pipeline. I just need a single, outline image that can then be
Yep.
particleized. So yeah, I was really thrilled with
Yeah.
the kind of the flow, and it was like fully AI native. I mean, I'm just bebopping across all these tools, and finally I have a React component, and it just works.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things, like, that people have to grasp is, like, moving between the tools and all the different tools out there and, like, using them together. Like, I think there is, like, this nature, I think especially if you've been a developer for a long time where, like, "Oh, like, I'm in the IDE and I'm just in the IDE." It's like, "Well, I'm in Claude Code, I'm just in Claude Code." But,
Yeah.
like, really, you gotta, like, break out and, like, use multiple tools at
Yep.
what they're good at. There's still that element, and then, yeah, and then the other big thing that you do really well is like build tools to make tools. And that's something
Yeah.
I have to work better at. Like you built this whole little dashboard where you could control all the elements so you could
Yep.
dial this right in rather than trying to one shot it over and
Oh,
over to get
dude.
it to figure it out. It's like just build me the tool so I can figure it out
Yes.
more, but I have all the little dials right there so I can get the spread right and the
Yep.
speed right and the rotation right and all the stuff. And yeah,
Yeah,
very
or
cool.
like just constantly banging your head against a chat and being like, "No,
Yeah.
make it a little bit more drift. No, a little bit
Right.
less drift. No, move it up a few pixels." It's like, "No,
Right.
dude, just build me a heads up display and I will do it, and then I'll tell you
Yeah.
what values to use." That's definitely
Right.
going to be one of the tips and tricks inside of Faster.dev is like you can just ask it to build you a HUD that has 15 sliders on it, and you can
Yeah.
play around with it for 10 minutes until it's perfect. Take a
Yeah, that's cool.
screenshot and give it back and say, "Here are your prop values. Use
Right.
these."
Yeah.
It's awesome.
The other thing I love about the logo is I think it's like, I think but to me, this is partially why it resonated with people, and it's because it doesn't feel right, but in a way that makes you remember it. Because it's like, I feel like the dots should be on the right side. Like, it should be solid going into
Yeah.
disintegration, but it starts with disintegration going
Mhm.
into solid. And so there's like a little like your brain's a little like, that's odd. Like, that's not how that's supposed to work.
Mhm.
And but like in that good way that makes it sticky.
Yep.
So very good logo. Yeah. All right. We're
And it's
shipping,
real it's
baby.
real it's real physics. I also told it, "Hey, on
Mm.
the hero only, after, like, a second or 2 seconds, I forget, let's pass a bullet through the middle of
Yes, I like
the
the
word
bullet.
faster, and then if you
Yeah.
mouse over it, it responds to your mouse." And so it's like,
Oh, I didn't
there's
even
a
know that.
yeah, there's a lot of fun, like, that kinda,
Oh.
like, creates a little force field around your mouse,
Oh, look at this
so it's
guy.
just, like, the stuff that you can do, you can, like, get more creative and say, "Yeah, let's shoot a bullet through it. Why not? That's freaking awesome." So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm real pleased with it.
Yeah, came out really good. All right. So faster.dev, go sign up. There is a wait list if you just want to be on the list and you
There
don't want to
is.
buy yet.
Mhm. Mhm.
Otherwise, buy, which you should just buy it, but because you're gonna need it, you're gonna want it. I bought it. You're gonna want to buy it. But yeah, I mean, I think just like I mean, that's the thing. It's like everything is so when you talk about developer time,
I know.
all this stuff is so cheap. Like
I
paying
know.
you $299 or whatever. If you save me like 1 hour in the year, like, or
In
I
the
make
year.
if I make one thing better than I would have otherwise
I
made it,
know.
well, now I just paid for that $300. So
I know.
very simple. I think the pricing's good. Yeah, we're cooking, baby.
We're cooking.
All right. So the only other thing I had is you were in a Stripe video. What the hell's going on? How are
I
you
was
in a
in a
video for
Stripe
Stripe?
video.
I couldn't even see. I always thought it was a screenshot of a Stripe video. What does that even mean? When did it happen? Why are you on the inside of Stripe? What's going on?
So, like 2 months ago or something,
Okay.
some agency reached out and was like, "Hey, we work with Stripe. They want you to make an influencer video." And I'm like, "Who are you?"
What
Um,
kind of scam is this? Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I have to send you how much money?
Right.
But turns out they were real.
Okay.
And so the deal was like, I think I forget, it's like 5 videos.
Wow.
And they're all short form, so they're like,
Hmm.
under 30 seconds, they're vertical. And they gave us kind of like some talking points of things they want to hit. And so I just like one day, set up a bunch of cameras, used my phone a few times, and just like filmed these 30-second shorts basically. And then I edited them so like they had, windows sliding on and, fancy
Mm,
like kind of screen studio style recordings, but using a
mm.
different tool. Um, and they finally like made it back through, the Byzantine, structure
Yeah.
inside of Stripe. And it's interesting because part of the deal is they connect, like you saw in the screenshot, it's like on Instagram, it says, Aaron Francis and Stripe. It's kind of like a co-post.
Mm.
So
Oh,
I
right.
I connected my social accounts to their whatever, their tool or whatever. And so they post the ad in conjunction with my Facebook and Instagram, and I
Mm.
think maybe TikTok, I don't know, accounts. And yeah, that was the first time. I didn't know they were running, but somebody, saw it natively on Instagram, took a screenshot and came back to Twitter, and it's like, yeah, I'm a Stripe influencer now.
There
How
you
cool is
go.
that?
I don't even think I
Yeah.
follow you on Instagram. I don't even think you used
I
Instagram. I'm
haven't
gonna have
logged
to
into
connect.
Instagram in like
Okay.
maybe a year and a half or
All
2.
right. There we go.
So if you DM me over there, Kelsey's gonna respond because she logs in for me. But yeah, I don't, and that was one of the things that was like, Wait, I don't have to post it, and you guys are gonna post it on Instagram? I don't care.
Right.
Sure, have
Yeah.
fun.
I assume there
Um
was compensation or no
Oh, yeah,
compensation?
no,
Okay.
definitely. Yeah,
Compensation.
they definitely paid me for it, and
Nice.
it was a great, chunk of change, so I'm happy
Wow.
about it. Yeah,
Cool. Look at
not
this
neat?
guy out
I
there.
know!
Man, where do you find the time?
I don't know. That's the open question.
I'd like to see you schedule a vacation. I'd like to see you put it on the calendar. Jennifer,
Yeah,
schedule a vacation.
maybe. That would
Put it
be
on the
nice.
calendar. Vacation, June. Give yourself a little time. You're not gonna wanna do it in March or something like that. June.
That would be nice. The other option
10
is to get,
10
like,
days.
like, Adderall or Ritalin or something and just, like, work more. Is that
Just
a good
Coke. Wait,
option?
what about Coke?
Yeah,
Um,
I've heard that that went great in the '80s.
yes, it did actually. A lot of great movies in the '80s, and,
I
supposedly they're
know.
all Coke, influenced, but
We'll
10
we'll start with
days.
the vacation thing, and
I
then we'll
I
move
don't
on
want
to
you to do
cocaine.
7. I want you to do 10 days.
10 days?
10 days is a vacation. That's what I
Okay.
want. 9
We
days.
can
You wanna do 9 days? Like, you wanna do Friday night all the way through the weekend, all the way through next week, all the way through the next weekend to Sunday night, fine. So that'd be 9 days. I'm
we
okay with that.
can we can revisit. We'll
Yeah,
revisit.
let's
That's a
make it
lot.
happen. Now you just gotta do it. Vacation. You
I
don't
don't
have to go
know
anywhere
how I go on
expensive.
a 9-day vacation with 4 kids is the other thing.
Here's how you do it. You gotta Airbnb it, mandatory. Find a nice big Airbnb, lots of space, lots of bedrooms, shuffle the kids off, nice pool, somewhere warm. Maybe you go to Florida, so you're near Disney or something like that, or you
I
go to
think we'd
Southern
have to bring the
California,
nanny.
bring the nanny. Again, when you had the little kids, we always did the Airbnbs. You can't do a hotel,
Yeah,
no hotels. Big Airbnb. You wanna, like, filter by, like, the really good ones with the lots of good reviews and stuff. You don't
right.
wanna end up there and it's, like, some crap Airbnb after traveling and all that. So you want a
I mean,
definitive
if we're
good
talking
Airbnb.
9 days Airbnb, bring the nanny, I need y'all to go to faster.dev, scroll down to where you can buy it
Yeah, do that too, everybody, so Eric can go on
so
vacation.
Aaron can have a
You
vacation.
need a vacation, I'm telling you, get a vacation in.
Sounds
Because you
nice.
don't even treat your business travel like a proper vacation, which is how you're supposed to do it. Instead, you work on your business travel. So you
Making
need
deals.
to reset. Get a reset in there. Telling you.
That sounds nice.
Change of scenery. Kids will like it. It's good for the kids. Go on some rides with the kids. I like this Disney angle because in
My current
Florida, it'll be cheaper than these other places. You'll be able to get some 6,000 square foot big square house that's got like an arcade room and a
That sounds
huge
fun.
pool
Yeah,
and a pool table and a room that's Tinkerbell and a room that's Cars. Like all these ones around Disney are like totally fleshed out like that. So
that
you
sounds
just
fun.
get a huge one. It's gonna be cheap-ish compared to other places. You go to Disney a couple days to break up the monotony. That's what I think you should
My current plan is to just keep working really hard and either
do.
make it
I
or
know.
crash out in
I
a
I
spectacular
know.
fashion.
This is why I'm
So
giving you this advice.
maybe a vacation is good advice.
Vacation,
Much
I'm
much
telling
to
you.
consider.
I'm
Although
telling you.
making it sounds good too, but crashing out in a spectacular fashion doesn't sound
Here's the
good.
thing, we gotta dial you in a little bit. You're not gonna make it in the next 2 months, okay? Like, you're
Why
not
not?
because that's not how anything ever works. You're not
Until
gonna have
now.
$10 million in the next 2 months. So no matter what, it's gonna be
Not with that
stressful.
attitude.
It's going to be expensive. You're gonna have expenses. You're gonna have stuff going on. You're gonna be burned out. Even if you make it doesn't even matter. Okay, oh, you sell $2 million at Faster.dev in the next 2 months. You're still gonna need a vacation. It doesn't matter.
Well,
You
yeah,
still
then the
need a vacation either
vacations
way.
I can take a vacation because I got $2 million. That's more money than anyone has ever had.
You need a vacation either way. And you could do an Orlando vacation for pretty cheap. I'm telling you, do it.
Okay.
Make it happen. Book it
We
today.
will revisit. We got
Book
time.
it
It's not June yet.
today.
We'll
Book it
revisit.
today. You gotta
Okay.
book ahead. You want the good house with this good space for a good rate. You gotta book it early. You can't wait till the day before. Telling you. Book
Maybe
it.
I'll just go into the woods and contemplate life again.
No, don't do that. Go to DisneyTouristBlog.com. Do a little
Ugh.
research. Have Claude help you. You don't
I'm
have to
gonna
do it all
make
by
Claude do
yourself.
that because I do not want to research
That's fine. You
DisneyTouristBlog.com.
don't have to do it. Your kids are really small, so you don't really need the full Disney prepper setup, like, because you're probably only gonna go there a couple days. Like, you're not gonna try to
Yeah.
go there all 7 days or whatever. And so,
No
like,
way.
yeah, so you could just whatever. Even if it costs you more money, you don't do things optimally, it doesn't matter. The kids are gonna have fun because 'cause they're
Yeah, and I'll
little,
have
it
$2
doesn't
million
matter.
dollars by then.
You'll have $2 million. Whether or not you have $2 million, you're booking a vacation. That's what you're
Okay.
doing. Just make it
Alright.
happen. You know, I've been right a lot lately. This is
I
another thing I'm
know.
right about.
I
This is
know. I'm
another one.
almost tempted to never take a vacation just so that you're not right again.
Spite,
Yeah.
spite, no vacation.
Sorry, kids.
Um,
I had this friend named Ian. That's why you never
yeah.
went on a vacation.
That's why we never left the house. Sorry. I had to be right. I had to get the last laugh.
Yeah.
Sometimes they end in disaster, don't get me wrong, but most of the time they work out good. You'll be very happy. For you, it's not even that far. You could drive if you really wanted some adventure. I wouldn't drive, but you could.
Mm. Both driving and flying sound pretty bad right now with 2 4-year-olds and 2 2-year-olds, but
I'd probably
alright.
brave the
I'll
plane.
take it under consideration. It has
All
been
right.
considered.
All right. Very good. All right. I don't know. Anything else to cover? More stuff next week?
No, that's it.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Check us out, mostlytechnical.com for all your subscription needs. Sponsor us over there. A lot of big stuff coming. You're going to want to sponsor. You're going to want your brand next to us in the coming months. We were in San Francisco. That's all I'm going to say.
Come
So
on, we were in San
you're
Francisco.
going to want to have your brand out there with us. So sponsor the show. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Right into the show if you want to. I actually set up now, so I actually check the mail much more regularly
Wow.
until outro's built, in which case then I'll be able to check the mail instantly, but we're not there yet. So anyway, write us an email if you want, and we'll see you next week. Talk
See
to you
ya.
later. Bye.